Hi, thank you so much for tuning in again. I hope you caught the last episode, how to deal with land disputes regarding boundaries between yourself and your neighbor. Today, I'm dealing with the issue of how to deal with land disputes with the government. If you're disputing with the government about something to do with your land and compensation, this is a touchy issue for many different reasons. Obviously, there's a David versus Goliath scenario. The government of Kenya, with all its resources and power and police behind them, taking over private land. This can happen for a number of reasons. Most of the time, it's due to their exercise of eminent domain, which I've talked about before. This has to do with the government having the right to forcibly acquire your property. They can't take it for free. They have to compensate you at market rate at the time, but they have the power to force you to sell even if you didn't want to sell for the good of the public. So if they need to expand a road or do some new infrastructural project or create forest reserves, whatever the case may be, they have the right to do so. In some instances, probably more than we hear about, it's done irregularly, meaning due process was not followed. And in some cases, as we've seen in the media, especially in the past, before the promulgation of the new constitution, we've had many cases of corrupt government officials unduly using their power or abusing their power to take other people's private properties because they liked it for whatever reason. Right? So what happens in that instance? Thankfully, we have a much better constitution as far as dealing with this thing. Recently, you've probably seen in the media, I was just looking it up actually, one of the well-known families in Kenya, the Chandaria family or relatives to Manu Chandaria, have been in the news as fighting for compensation for land, some 92 acres or so that they lost to the government illegally way back when. They won a High Court award for 19.9 billion shillings. It was actually 6 billion shillings at the time of the award, but the government has delayed in paying, and so the amount has accrued to just almost 20 billion shillings due to interest annually. I have mixed feelings about this. Number one, as a private citizen, it's great because it means that the law exists to protect your rights as a private landowner. The government no longer can do whatever it wants without recourse, provided you know your rights and you pursue them. On the other hand, I'm not sure about how I feel as a taxpayer being forced to cover a 20 billion shilling bill to a fellow citizen who was wronged by the government. I think the law needs to be more specific about who pays these penalties. The corrupt individuals or the persons who abuse power needs to be held personally liable, in my view. But at any rate, if you follow due process as a private landowner and something were to go wrong, especially if you're dealing with the government, there is legal recourse. Get in front of a legal advisor, know your rights and take action would be the best advice I could give you. So I hope that helps. Beyond that, I hope you never have to deal with that. But if you do, don't lose hope. There is a way out as long as you follow due process. If you have any questions or comments to make, feel free to send those in. You can do so through our website or through our YouTube channel. After you subscribe and share, please don't forget to share. We're happy to engage with you. You've been watching On Land in Kenya. I am Solomon Wangwe. Stay tuned for more information on strategic land investment.